Feeling lost in the maze of CPS? Desperate to get your child back? You're not alone. Countless parents face the heart-wrenching reality of family separation. The legal system can be overwhelming, but there's hope.
Now, here's the key. Okay, that's how you win a 6-month hearing.
Thank you.
If you do all of those things, you're going to blow your social worker's mind, you're going to blow your attorney's mind, and you're going to blow away the judge.
With attorney Vincent W. Davis, a dedicated legal expert with 39 years of experience, committed to helping families like yours. Join his weekly live Q&A on Zoom, where you can ask your burning questions about CPS cases. Get the knowledge and strategies you need to fight for your child's return.
Alrighty, good evening everyone. This is a question and answer session for school, SKOOL, and this is the CPS school.
Are you ready to take control of your family's future? Join our school community for free to access weekly live Q&A sessions, or participate as a one-time guest. Don't let fear hold you back. Take the first step towards reuniting your family. Join us now.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Bob Pacey, your host, and it's nighttime in sunny California. It's January 5th, and we're into the new year of 2025 with hopefully wonderful new things will happen. You found me, Fight CPS on Facebook. The show tonight is Fight CPS, Stop Taking Our Children. That is a real true statement because so many of you have said that's the first thing they do. They hear a false report and they right away want to take your children. And what you need to do is you need to open your eyes and try to make that not happen. Your family is very important. It's important to me. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a family man. I'm a father of 6. I have 41 years of marriage, and I have a lot of life skills that I've learned. And one of them is the CPS, how to fight CPS. And that is really, really a hard one there. Now, I want to welcome a person to my room named Carlos Featherman, who was on several days ago. Hi, Carlos. I think you're the gentleman from Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. I'm so happy to be here and getting the blessing right now. Thank you, Carlos. God bless you. This is a family show, meaning that all of you are my family. I spend twice a day, 7 days a week. That's 14 shows. I've been doing it for over a year. I've been doing it since October of 2023. And I care about you people so much that I hate to see you going through what you're going through. And hopefully by you listening, you can be helpful when I can try again, Carlos. You know, Carlos, I've submitted your name to have a private consultation with Mr. Davis. I've yet to, I don't know if you've been scheduled it or not, but it should be in the makings. With the holidays and the Christmas thing, sometimes things take long. But I gave the information to my show producer, and she's trying to schedule you a time with a private consultation with Mr. Davis for 15 minutes for free. And it'd be a very valuable consultation there. Now, we are fighting a very troubled agency, a hard agency to figure out. I'm going to put a message up there for a lot of you that are first timers and not been in here, that if you're going to text messages, please list your first name, the city or the county your case was in, and the state. And if you're from a country, you're more than welcome here. I have a lot of country followers. I have from Bangladesh, India, 2 countries in the Middle East, 6 countries in Africa, 8 countries in Europe, and 3 countries in North America, and 1 country in South America, and then I got Australia, New Zealand. All these countries have exhibit their concerns about the child protection system. That's what I call CPS, the child protection system, because there's so many different entities out there that have different names. They have different names. So I want to help you, help yourself fighting CPS. I've been there. I've been in the same shoes you're in. I've been faced with a very bad agency, so bad that it's like doing open heart surgery. And that's where I talk about an attorney. With an attorney who's qualified, you'll be able to get your kids back. Without an attorney, either you do it pro se or with a court-appointed attorney or a public defender, the chances are nil. I'm sad to say that because the court-appointed attorneys don't fight for your case. They're not trained in juvenile or family law, dependency law. They're only trained in criminal law. They're starting out. Plus, they're paid by social services. And so social services hope you will take them and your spouse takes them and your children take them because then it's all control the outcome. And the sole purpose that CPS, the Child Protection System, is fighting you guys is for the money. It's $1 trillion business. They want the incentives and the bonuses to buy all kinds of stuff. It's all about money. And that is sad. It's a government agency that is posed to protect our children from neglect and abuse. It's a branch of social services. And every county will probably have a different name. Like in Prescott, Arizona, it's Department of Children's Services, DCS. Or in Richmond, Kentucky, it's the cabinet. Or in California, in Orange County, it is Child Protection Services. And then right next door, LA County, it's the Department of Children and Family Services. I don't know why they use all these general names are different, probably to make your life miserable. But when I say CPS, I mean all of them. So they are supposed to protect your children. They're supposed to be investigating and helping parents do family reunification. Now, how it starts is either a layperson or professional calls in to report something to suspect is abuse or neglect. Now, lay people are not trained. You know, they're going good by reporting, but a lot of them, not all of them, are using it to their advantage, either to alienate the spouse from the children or to retaliate because your neighbor is dogs barking or maybe the yard is overgrown in your yard or whatever the case may be. So there's a lot of falsified reporting. And that's sad because the child protection system doesn't know the difference. They have to believe every case that you're guilty. So you start off right at the beginning of your case, you're guilty until you're proven innocent. It's the only court of law that you're not guilty and you're not innocent until you're proven guilty. So you're guilty and they're going to make your life miserable. They are going to make your life miserable. They do not care about grandparents or elders or seniors. They don't care about families or mothers. They don't. Their goal is to keep that child and get that child in foster care and get them adopted. Because that does them, it assures them till they reach the age of 18 that they'll get a continuous supply of money from the federal government. The money frees fully from the federal government to the states, and the states hand it out to the counties. Every case is reported has to contact the state for a case number that they're investigating this person. And right away, they ask for money. There are all kinds of bonuses and incentives that have been passed by Congress that have been duped by people that, mean well, but they don't do well. It's been a long day for me, a long weekend, a long week. there's a lot of emotion every time I go in here and talk about cases. And so it really is there. Now, let's see here. Before this, oh boy. Now we have a person I'm not sure they've been in before called Figueroa Dreams. I text you and never got to talk to the lawyer. I never got the text back. Okay, what is your name? A lot of you have different names than the names you're presenting on there. Now, it may take a week for my attorney to get a consultation with you. That your Figueroa Dreams, what is your real name so I can look you up and find out what happened? Because I have all the calls that you may have texted in there. Also, if you could tell me your first part of your area code so I can find you, or the date that you talked on the show or you're a guest on my show. Because I don't want that to hear that it's bad there. So let me see here. Okay, you told me to text you over the live. Okay. Your name is Richard, and it's 424. Well, hold on, Richard. Let me find out. 424, Richard Warland. I have you right here. On December 27th, you gave me your name, your phone number, and your email. You even gave a code name, John. So, Richard Warland, I went over here to Grace, and let me see on the day that Grace did you there. Let me see here. There's Charlie Featherstorms, who was recent, and that was sent off. Now, I know that Grace was in the hospital, so she may be a little slow getting it all done there. Yeah, here it is. It was sent to Grace at 11:22 at night. That was right after you had called there on December 30th. Today is the 5th. I know it's been only 5 days, but you have to understand there's over 800 people that in the past year have talked to me here. And Vincent has a lot of cases and a lot of things. He will see you. Now, I have submitted it to Grace. And so Grace was in the hospital, so she may be a little slow. And I apologize for that, Richard. Okay? But you're not forgotten, and you will have a chance to talk to Mr. Davis. You will have a chance to talk to Mr. Davis. So it is confirmed. I got you. And if you want, you can email Grace at Vincent W. Davis and ask her when your scheduled time is. You can email her, okay? Figueroa Richard. Yeah, December 30th is when it was sent to Grace, my show producer. So I realize it's almost been a week, but there's a lot of people he has to talk to. And it's with the holidays and stuff. So he will talk to you, Figueroa. You just got to be patient. And if you want to find exactly, email Grace at vincentwdavis.com. Welcome, Betty. And good evening to you, Betty. I'm so glad to see you. It's nice to see you, Betty. Okay, I'm trying to... I forgot how to Oh, geez. All right. Carlos said something here. Let me see what Carlos said. Carlos said, so where are the steps to complain on my attorney? I want him fired. Well, first of all, is your attorney you paid for, or is it court appointed or public defender? If it's court appointed a public defender, all you do is go to the office in the court that handles the public defenders, the court appointed attorneys, and ask for a replacement. That's what you do. Okay? Okay. Further, Carlos says, the only reason is because my attorney does not reply to my messages. Only got 4 emails from him in only 2 years. And he's getting free money to basically do nothing. Is this a paid attorney? Because you can go to the state bar and file a complaint. You can threaten to sue him for negligence and report him to the bar, and his record will be bad and he won't get any work. There's lots of ways you can straighten this out here, Carlos. Okay, it was a court appointed. Okay, court appointed attorneys, I feel, are a waste of time. Yes, they're cheap. You don't have to pay for them. But sometimes you get what you get for paying something cheap. A real attorney that is trained in juvenile family dependency law, that is licensed and gone to law school, that has passed the bar exam, and that has fought CPS and won cases, is the kind of attorney you need to find. The attorneys that are court appointed are lazy and they don't care. They have a caseload of 30 more clients, and they certainly won't help you. They certainly won't help you. So if they don't perform, get them replaced or threaten to take a lawsuit against them for negligence. They need to fight for you. You need to kick them in the seat of their pants. You need to direct them to fight for you. If they don't want to do it, then get someone else that will. Now, if you have assets, like for me, I couldn't afford an attorney either, but I sold my home. I did a quick sale, and the quick sale helped me afford to pay for my attorney, who was Vincent W. Davis. And I retained him, and he got back my children. Not all of them, but he got back 2 of the 3. The other 3 are grown up and living on their own, so there's no problems there. Yeah, he's a public pretender. I agree. He's a public pretender. He's a public pretender. Court-appointed attorneys or public defenders, maybe in criminal law they're better, but in dependency law they're not. And largely part, they're controlled by the social services. Because they have a caseload, they don't fight. They don't have time. They don't have time to meet with you at your home or at their office. They show up the day of the hearing. And you're not in court, so you don't know how they perform. Now, in Orange County, the Child Protection Services there, the CPS, the system, does not let you attend court. So you don't know how your attorney's performing. I think it's really sad because you should be in court anytime your case is being discussed. You need to hear from the judge and attorney. But it's so corrupt in the Orange County. It's so corrupt. They are really bad. And I'm talking from firsthand experience. I'm talking about since 2010 when they hounded me for 5 years with false allegations and never could prove anything. Or when they stole my children and trafficked them and put them in danger into a foster care system that was bad. It was dirty, filthy, and the kids were abused. I'm telling you, this agency is pretty serious that you need to have an attorney. It's really emphasized. Without an attorney, you're going to be helpless. It's like you trying to fight a fire without a fire hose or water. How are you going to fight a fire with no water? Yeah, maybe a blanket might put it out. Maybe there's something that you could do to stop it. But the water is the main thing for fires. That's the same thing goes with fighting CPS. You're Alice in Wonderland. You fell in the rabbit hole. You met the Cheshire cat, and they're going to send you from room to room. It's not going to make sense. They're going to keep you bewildered. They are liars. They are. They're not transparent. They don't care. All they care about is making the money. It's a money-making business. And I'm talking trillions of dollars. Not millions, not billions, trillions of dollars. They get money as incentives and bonuses. For instance, there's an act that was passed in 1994 by President Clinton that said that if you get the kids into foster care quicker than family reunification, you'll get money, like $6,000 bonus. It's all about bonuses and money. When my kids were trafficked into foster care, stolen, the state was paying the Orange County $20,000 per child per month. That was $60,000 for 3 children. If you had 300 children with 100 families, each family having 3, that's over $6 million. That's a lot of money that they take. And they don't care. It is so frustrating. The tears I see, the heartaches. The mother in Macon, Georgia, and if you're around, please talk to me. Her little infant was trampled to death in a play box full of those colored balls, those styrofoam balls. And that child was in the supervision of the child protection system. And now that mother doesn't have a child. There's so many children that are killed in CPS's cares. There's so many children that are missing. There's over 500,000 children right now that are being investigated. And over 1,000 per day go unreported that should be reported. I'm not saying all CPS is bad. But the CPS that I have encountered in my experience in Orange County child protection system, or the ones that 800 some people here, 800, 900 people I've talked to have said the same thing. They all have something in common. Their children are automatically taken from them. They said, turn over your child. You believe them, you turn over your child. You answer the door, they're there, and you talk to them. You let them in your home. You don't need to let them in your home. You don't need to talk to them because what you say will be used against you. When they come into your home, they'll see stuff that, that's why you need an attorney to map out, to strategize, to navigate in the CPS. It's a wicked place. It's a horrible place. There's so much abuse that goes on. I know of one mother, Faye Manling, who is right now fighting W pneumonia. She was brought up in foster care in and out 5 times up through her teenage years. She was molested and raped and sexually trafficked. She was also tortured by standing long periods on sharp rocks in her bare feet. She somehow got her high school diploma and then got a college degree. She fell in love and had 2 children. And one of her youngest daughter was taken away from her. No reason, they just wanted her. She had to choose between her daughter and son. They said, which one you want? Her son had special needs, so she kept her son. And she's been trying to get a message to her daughter that she did not voluntarily give up the daughter. She wants her daughter to remember that she was a loving mother that loved her. But she lost her child 8 months into her birth. It was terrible. Or was it 8 weeks? I sometimes forget there. But Faye Manley's been on my show a lot of times. She's a wonderful parent, and right now she's going through a hard time. So my prayers. I have 2 people I'm praying right now. Grace, my show producer, that she gets better, and Faye Manley, that she gets better. Now, I'm going to try to catch up here because Carlos said something here that I think is important. This town I live in is going through a plague of this illegal kidnapping the government is doing here. Literally, I've ran into every single girl here, and every single one has lost their kids. And I'm so sorry, Carlos. I forgot what city. Wait a second. You're from Ohio. What city in Ohio is that taking place? What city in Ohio is that taking place? Carlos says, no joke. I didn't say it was a joke. I believe you. I'm sincere about that. The other day, I had a Canadian mother who's from an indigenous tribe. She's from the First Nations, and she's Indian in the First Nations in Canada. And she has been abused. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police have abused her and taken their children. There's so much going on. Worldwide, it's no more better than here in the U.S. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos in Great Britain about how they handle CPS. Okay, D. Robinson, you're home. I'm home. D, is this the first time you talked to me? I don't remember your name. If you could tell me. I'm glad you're home. I don't know if you're a victim of CPS, a parent, a child. If you could tell me a little bit more about you, I can help you out there, D. Robinson. But welcome here. Welcome here. Now, Carlos says, I went through people exposed, and I need Mr. Davis to help me out with this. I know God sent you, and this is a take. I try to be. I gotta blow that up. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time. God sent you and him to take to free this. Yes. Vincent is a remarkable attorney. You heard him at the beginning of my podcast where he talked about the podcasts that he does. He's been practicing fighting CPS. I shouldn't say practicing. He's been fighting CPS for 39 years. He has 39 years of successfully getting children back, of winning cases against CPS. He's a trial attorney. Not only that, when a case is closed, he's done civil lawsuits and won millions of dollars against CPS. He's the real deal. He's a pit bull of attorney. And yes, I'm trying to tell you all about him, and maybe you can retain him. But you need an attorney like him. And when you call for an attorney, my rule number 1 is that you need to ask 2 questions, and you need to get 3 quotes from 3 reputable attorneys. The first question is, are you a juvenile family dependency lawyer who's fought CPS and got children back? If the answer is yes, the next question is, after a case is closed, have you sued CPS and won money against them with your lawsuit? If the answer is yes, then you found yourself a winner and you want to talk to him and see if the chemistry is right. And you want to ask about his retainer. But you should do that with 3 attorneys. Vincent is one. And you can talk to him for free. If you talk on my podcast or you're a guest on my podcast and talk, you'll get a free 15-minute consultation. I will ask you, do you want to talk to Mr. Davis for free? If you say yes, then I'll tell you what you need to do to get a free 15-minute private Zoom consultation with Mr. Davis. And it'll be well worth it that you do that. D. Robinson, you're saying you're home. I don't know what you mean by that. Now we have Carlos again here. Carlos is from Ohio. I don't know what city. I want these people exposed, and I need Mr. Davis to help me out with this. I know God sent you and him to take and free to this. Yes, I think I've read that once before. I didn't know if I had that through there. I'm trying to keep up with you, I guess. Okay, we have a new person here. Featherstorm, yes. Carlos, yes. Hi, Carlos. I want these people exposed. I need Miss. Okay, I've already read that. Why is it popping up twice? Okay. So anyway, Betty, is there anything you'd like to talk about? Betty is from Montana. She's a foster mom, and she has a case where she's trying to get her brother's child, her niece, from Nebraska, using what's called the ICPC. It's an organization that protects children when they transport them from one state to another state. So anyway, to interact with this podcast, you can do emojis, which are great. Hearts or thumbs up or smiley faces. You can send me stars. Please check below if you want to follow. Also, if you want to be notified when I'm on, please check that notification. I'm here to try to help you as best I can. I'm not an attorney, but sorry on the distractions here. I do this podcast live from my home. I do have a family, but it's sometimes hard when my family doesn't quite understand what I'm trying to do here. And I hear comments, and sometimes I'll lose my concentration. But I know most of you in here, or all of you in here, care about your family. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. And I care about your family. I care about you all. I want to give something back to people. All my life, I've done that through my volunteer work with the American Red Cross or the Boy Scouts of America, or even AYSO soccer, or even through, surfing, the national organization and the national and the international organization. I've always liked to volunteer my time. I've done that a lot. And this is another forum that I can do to help you all. And at times it's hard. I did not realize how hard it'd be to do 2 shows a day. One at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time, and the other one at 7 o'clock at night Pacific Standard Time. Now I'm on Monday through Sunday, twice a day. That's 14 shows. I've not missed one yet. I've had different times, moved up times or moved back times. But I'm on here and I've heard from you all that I have helped you with your cases. Tessa has told me her and her husband are very thankful for what I shared and what Mr. Davis shared with her fighting her case. So a lot of you already spoke to Mr. Davis. That's good. Some of you are still waiting to speak to him. It will happen. He does talk to you. He does care. He gives a lot of his time on his podcast. He has a Saturday podcast in the morning at 10:30. It's questions and answers. He has a weekday podcast called Office Hours. And he sometimes has other podcasts at other times. There's Mrs. G, who does a podcast. She's a really good person. Also, there's Akima Richardson out of Brooklyn, New York, that gives a podcast. There's a lot of people that care. And the sad part about it is learning to navigate to fight CPS is so hard. I did not realize how hard it was until me and my wife had to go through a horrible period of time. It still affects us today. Our children are messed up with it. Our older children who weren't involved, I guess later on got exposed to the bad element in my family. And that was my wife's parents, which is sad because she loved her mother and father and her 3 sisters and her brother. But she had been abused growing up. She found that out. She's been through a lot of trauma. She has a lot of pains that she's trying to get. Right now, we're trying to struggle to get medical because she has a horrific back injury that she's trying to get fixed. And it's sad. I don't understand the social service system. And if you're from another country, that's no big deal. We're all from other countries. We're all immigrants. Even the Native American Indian is an immigrant. He came over through Alaska, settled in Canada, moved down to the United States, then moved down to Mexico, and then into South America. So we're all immigrants. But what's happened is that we had a very corrupt president that stopped the building of the wall, that stopped had open borders. He thought the previous president was too hard on these individuals. But that previous president is back. He has a job to finish. He has a business to do. He's a businessman. And he wants to stop the open borders. He wants it how it used to be in the old days. When you sailed on a ship, you came to the United States, you stayed at Liberty Island there. I forgot what it's called. I think there's another name. But anyway, you had to learn the language of the land. You had to learn the U.S. government. You had to learn U.S. history. And you had to swear your allegiance to the land to become a citizen. Right now, let's say you're from Costa Rica. You come across the border. You say, I want asylum. And you have your 5 kids and your wife. And right away, they're enrolled free in public schools. They're given food. They're given shelter. They're given clothing. They're given education. They're put into school. And they're given medical. And the mother's pregnant with another one. And that child born in the United States will be a U.S. citizen. And they're given a job. Now, me, who's on hard times, I ask for assistance. It's like I have to go through hurdles, so much paperwork and stuff. And heaven forbid, if my Social Security gets increased, because it knocks me out of qualifying for medical for my wife. And she goes through all kinds of pains and hurts. And it's wrong. It's wrong. So I know what all you're going through. And it's a lot of life skills that we didn't really learn going on there. Now, I've been talking about Tessa and who appeared. Hi, Tessa. Welcome tonight. I'm so glad to see you. And she's asking, how's everyone doing tonight? And Let's put up one of her messages here. She put up there, Carlos, check out the position of the petition. Tessa has started a petition. She wants to petition the CPS to make changes. So check her out. She wants your help. I think the other day she said she had 150 signatures. She is a nice lady. She's been a guest on my show, and she's talked. And the advice we gave her and Mr. Davis did worked for her because she's going to get her child back. She made her public attorney work. Vincent knows how to make a public attorney work. And he is the real deal. He's the real deal. Now, Tessa has a message for Carlos. Read that, Carlos. That's for you. See, all my people in this family want to help one another. She says, hey, Carlos, to change your attorney, you request a Marston, Marsdin, and you can change attorneys. She wants to help you. She wants to help you. Then Tessa says, also, you can hold them responsible by reporting them to your state's bar. You see, every attorney has to, they have to take an exam and they have to pass, and they got to be licensed from the state bar, but their license can be removed. Derelict of duty, falsifying information, negligence, refusing to do performance, taking the money and run. There's lots of things they can do. Now, besides y'all texting messages, and make sure you put your first name and the city and the state that your case is in. Also, if you're from a country, put your country. Try to be complete with your records. Now, another way that you can be interacting in this podcast is be a guest on my podcast. All you have to do is write my show producer, Grace, at vincentwdavis.com. You can write her and tell her that you want to be on my show. Pick a day. You have 7 days to pick from, and different times. I'm on in the morning and on at night. On Saturday and Sunday, I come on early at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. But other days, I'm on at 10 in the morning and 7 o'clock at night, and that's all Pacific Standard Time, and for 1 hour. And you write her, and she'll send you the link. Now, I broadcast on YouTube and use the StreamYard application. So the link she'll give you will be to StreamYard. If you get knocked off, you can ask to be put on again. I mean, you can do that to be put you on. That's a good link. So try to be a guest on my podcast. I love to have you. And I've had some great people on this podcast be my guest. Lastly, you can call in. My phone number has been available. I got it working. I use Vonage, which is a internet phone application, Vonage. And it buzzes my phone. And it's my business line. And it's 626-698-0990. That's my phone number. You can call me during the show time. If you try to reach me before or after a show, I can't answer it. I cannot answer it. I'm always supposed to talk between my show times. I'll leave the number up, but there's some other important things that are showing right now. If you are on my guest and talk, or you call in, you can get 15 minutes free time with Mr. Davis, a private consultation for free by just being a guest on my podcast or calling in. A lot of you have done that already. And that's well worth it to speak to Mr. Davis for free because he can tell you a lot in 15 minutes. And he's not a time watcher. He will help you. He cares about you. So that part's good. Now, if you want to talk to him longer than 15 minutes, I have a program with him that you can write on the internet website there. He'll talk to you for 30 minutes for $60. 30 minutes for $60. All you do is go to that website, pay your $60, and schedule a time. It's being ticketed across the bottom of my screen. There's another number on the screen there, 888-888-6582. That's my office. And right now, Vincent has put out a new guide for grandparents. It's a guide that tells you how you can get your grandchildren, how you can see your grandchildren, etc. It's really informative. It's selling for $9.99, but if you use my code of PACE50, that's capital P, capital A, capital C, capital E, 50, you get it half off. That's $4.99, $5. And it's great. It's a great grandparent guide to help you have interaction with your grandchildren, because what's happening is CPS will ignore the grandchildren, will ignore the grandparents, which I think is wrong. They're important too. Families are the most important thing. Everybody loves to have a family, but they got to work together. And one of the hardest things to work together is understanding communication. Not everybody's born perfectly or equally. Not everybody knows everything. It's a trial and error. You learn from your parents and you pass it on to your children. And you hope your children are doing well. I really firmly believe that the 6 children that I have are doing well. There are struggles. There's no question about that. But I know they're doing well. The sad part is when they're not together with the family, like at Thanksgiving or Christmas. It was really hard. And also, rumors are really hard. I hate it when rumors are spread around. And that's what the lay people end up doing a lot of times, do rumors. And that's what ends up hurting families. There's alternative motives. I have no idea about that. But I care about all of you, and I want you to either call in or be a guest on my podcast. And I want you to talk to Vincent Davis. He'll talk to you free. He can be hired too. You can retain him. He'll work in any state. He has a case in Oklahoma. He's out of Arcadia in California, south of LA. But he has cases in Orange County, LA County, Riverside, and San Bernardino County. He's also in Northern California. He's the real deal. He's the real deal. My rule number 1 is to hire a real attorney, not a court-appointed attorney, not a public defender. My wife and I first started out with one. It was a hopeless cause. It was so bad. It's so bad. But each of us finally found a good attorney, and it did help our boys come back. Sadly, our daughter was lost. And how she was lost was an evil person in CPS, our caseworker, who was on the stand testifying about the qualities of a family that wanted to adopt her daughter. It was my wife's sister and husband. And Attorney Davis was asking her, like, what kind of parents were they? Had they had any domestic violence? And of course, the social worker bragged they're great parents and they'd be good for our daughter. Well, Mr. Davis had done his homework. He had a stack of 30 reports of domestic violence. Not only domestic violence, physical domestic violence, where they use physical alterations with each other. That's not the environment for a daughter. And so she lied. She committed perjury. When you commit perjury, you're open to a lawsuit. And Vincent Davis very proudly says, you're going to be a millionaire. Well, I didn't know that it takes money to get money. So I was told I need to come up with a $50,000 retainer to sue the social worker. I didn't have $50,000. I had spent all my money. I sold my house for a quick sale. The money I had in my house, it was sold for the same price I bought it for. All the increasement was gone. I lost over $1 million on that deal. $1 million. That was thanks to CPS. They ruined my work background so bad because there's negative reports, I guess, when people check my background. There are negative reports. Being in CPS is not good. It ruins your credit. My credit score went down from 900 down to 500 or something. It's slowly getting up to 600, but it's a terrible, terrible score. I cannot buy a car. I cannot buy a home. I can't even rent a new apartment. If I want to go to a typical rental, I have to go to a private party to rent. Let's see where we left off here. Tessa had come in and she had some comments for Carlos. So it's a Marston thing you got to do, Carlos. Now, let me see here. We have about 9 minutes left of my podcast, and my phone number has been up. I've had no phone calls in and so forth. I would like to check on someone who has a double case of pneumonia. I haven't talked to her in a while, so I'm going to give Faye a call and see how she's doing. And maybe she can tell us something new that's happened in Richmond, Kentucky. Oh, boy. I'll get that in a second. Wow. Haven't talked to her so long, it's dropped below all my people after Christmas, saying Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to people. There she is. Okay, Faye Mann is that mother I told you about in Richmond, Kentucky, that went through a horrible life as a child.
Yes, hello. You have reached my voicemail. I'm unavailable to take your call right now. If you could leave your name, your number, and a brief message, I will return your call as soon as I possibly can. Thank you, and have a wonderful, blessed day. The mailbox is full and cannot...
Yeah, her mailbox has been full for a long time. She's taking it pretty hard here. And I'm getting a new phone, and I'm transferring my icons, but I don't know if I have Messenger still on here. I have to find it here. Good grief. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, a simple thing like doing that there. Messenger, here we go. Okay. Well, hopefully I'll be able to open there. It's still installing. We're running short on our time here, Right now, it's about 5 minutes till. Is there any other questions you have for me, Carlos or Tessa or Betty? Any of you have any other questions for me? I love to try to help you. I know it's Sunday night and it's been a long week, and Monday's a new week. This is a new year. I expect a lot of positive things this year. I hope and pray. Dee Dee Robinson, I'm glad you're home, but I don't know what you meant by that. I don't know if this is your home or what. Betty, is there anything for me? Figueroa, Dreams, is there anything for me there too? Carlos, I want to thank all of you for coming in to participate. I don't give up on your children. Please fight for them. I pray and help you all get your families back together again. I'm going to they want me to log in, and I can't remember what my login. Oh, geez. That's going to be hard here. Anyway, I'll be again on tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. That is street sweeping time on Monday, the first Monday of the month. So I got to make sure I park the car on the right side so I don't get these horrendous tickets that they charge so much there. But thank you all for listening. God bless you all. And there'll be a brief message from Vincent Davis when I sign off. God bless you. And I'll see you tomorrow. This is Bob Pace signing off.
Feeling lost in the maze of CPS? Desperate to get your child back? You're not alone. Countless parents face the heart-wrenching reality of family separation. The legal system can be overwhelming, but there's hope.
Now, here's the key. Faith, that's how you win a 6-month hearing.
Thank you.
If you do all of those things, you're going to blow your social worker's mind, you're going to blow your attorney's mind, and you're going to blow away the judge.
With attorney Vincent W. Davis, a dedicated legal expert with 39 years of experience, committed to helping families like yours. Join his weekly live Q&A on Zoom, where you can ask your burning questions about CPS cases. Get the knowledge and strategies you need to fight for your child's return.
Alrighty, good evening everyone. This is a question and answer session for school, SKOOL, and this is the CPS school.
Are you ready to take control of your family's future? Join our school community for free to access weekly live Q&A sessions, or participate as a one-time guest. Don't let fear hold you back. Take the first step towards reuniting your family. Join us now.